Well, students, so today we are going to discuss the topic synopsis, right? Under this topic, we will understand how we make the synopsis, what is the importance of the synopsis, right? After that, we will discuss some of the question which is asked by the examiner during your viva, during your MEd viva. Okay. Synopsis क्या चीज होती है? What is a synopsis? Synopsis basically, guys, it is a plan for your research project. Okay, यानी कि synopsis basically you can say that it is a report, it is a presentation, right? Because in a MEd you are supposed to submit a one dissertations of full-fledged dissertations of around 100 pages to the examiner, to the university at the end of the MEd session. But at the starting you make the synopsis first. Synopsis क्या चीज है? Synopsis is a summary of your project, summary of your dissertation, okay, which you are going to study whole of the 2 year. Okay, just it is written, synopsis is a plan for your research project. It provides the basis for research, research objectives, proposed method for data collections, recording formats, and questionnaires and interview guides. Means under a synopsis na you are going to tell the examiner ki, sir, that will be my topic, this is my review of related literature, this is my sample of my study, this is the research objectives, this is my hypothesis, this is the delimitations of my study, and this is the questionnaire which is I am going to use it. Right? So it is a brief summary of your project. It is a brief summary of your dissertation. Okay. This is a synopsis. Right? Ab ye steps hain. You must remember, all of you guys. These all the steps. Ye wahi steps hain which we already have discussed in the RM lecture, research methodology lecture, right? In semester first, right? So whenever you have to make the synopsis, so these are the essential steps you have to use in your synopsis. Number one is a title, introductions, review of related literature, objective of the study, hypothesis of the study, research methodology, delimitation of the study, and references. And remember, this is also asked by the examiner during your viva. What are the steps of the synopsis? So you have to say, sir, title, introduction, then, research objective, hypothesis, research methodology, then, delimitation of the study, and in the last, references. Okay. So basically, whenever you write a research dissertation, so these are the steps. Okay, title, introductions, review of related literature, objectives, hypothesis, research methodology, delimitation of the study, or last में references. This is the most important. References means, guys, references means whatever the data, you have made it. For example, you make the synopsis of the 10 or 15 pages and dissertations of the 100 pages. So the material which you have written in your synopsis or the dissertation, you have taken some of the reviews by studying the newspaper, journals, research journals, right? And by going to the internet also. So whatever the references you have used, you have to mention under the topic of the references. Okay, this is the ethics of research. हर चीज के एथिक्स होती है ना, तो ये एथिक्स हैं. ओके, इफ यू हैव टेकन ए वन लाइन, आपने ली है उस लाइन को, कॉपी की है, ओके, ऑल्दो यू हैव टू रिटन इन योर इंग्लिश, ओके, इन योर वे, बट यू हैव टू मेंशन द नेम. वो रेफरेंसेस हो गया. ओके, तो जल्दी से हम ये सारे के सारे 7 और 8 स्टेप्स को डिस्कस करते हैं. ठीक है. टाइटल क्या होता है? टाइटल इज ए द फर्स्ट topic name. Title is a topic name. Title is a research name. Title is a problem name of your study. Okay, so your title must be brief and self-explanatory. Okay, example देखो, नीचे मैंने क्या लिखा हुआ है, देखिए. क्या एग्जाम्पल है? स्टडी ऑफ इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस ऑफ एडोलेसेंट्स इन रिलेशन टू क्रिएटिविटी। ठीक है ना? अब ये टाइटल देखो, ये अपने आप में इट इज ए इट सेल्फ एक्सप्लेनेटरी। इट मीन्स, मतलब व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ इट? Examiner can ask from you, and you are the research students, you are the research scholars doing the med. Okay, you must know that you are going to check the emotional intelligence of the adolescents. Who are adolescents? They are studying in the 10th class, 9th class, plus 1, plus 2. Okay. You are going to check the emotional intelligence of the adolescents in relations to creativity. Okay. मतलब वेदर क्रिएटिविटी का क्या रिलेशनशिप है क्रिएटिविटी और इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस का। तो गाइस ये वेरिएबल्स कैन बी मेनी वेरिएबल्स, एकेडमिक अचीवमेंट वेरिएबल, लोकस ऑफ कंट्रोल वेरिएबल, प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग एबिलिटी, एकेडमिक एंजाइटी, एनी ऑफ द वेरिएबल यू कैन टेक, यू वांट टू स्टडी। ओके, बच्चों को टीच करवाना, it doesn't mean to see from the book and putting into the mind of the student. This is not a teaching work. Okay, teaching work is that you have to see your children first. What are the problems, what the problem exists in the एजुकेशन सिस्टम, एंड बीइंग टीचर यू हैव टू सॉल्व। तभी को तो टीचर को कहा जाता है टीचर इज द रियल इमेज ऑफ गॉड, रियल इमेज ऑफ ब्रह्मा। टीचर इज द टॉर्च बेरर टू द सोसाइटी, राइट? टीचर्स ही जो होते हैं जो नेशंस को आगे लेके जाते हैं। व्हाई? बिकॉज देखो डॉक्टर ने तो टेबलेट दे देनी है, ओके, बट उनकी साइकोलॉजिकल प्रॉब्लम्स यू हैव टू सी दैट व्हाट इज द रूट कॉज, व्हाट वाज द रीजन स्टूडेंट इज नॉट टेकिंग इंटरेस्ट। Okay, right? देखो, these all are the excuses. Students are naughty, students are not taking interest. Basically, guys, being teacher, you have to find out these things, what was the reason behind it, and you have to solve it. So with the help of a research, that's why research is our topic. And remember, teacher should have research aptitude. Okay, if you do not have the research aptitude, you cannot call as a good teacher, right? So title should be brief and self-explanatory. You have seen that study of emotional intelligence of a adolescent in relations to creativity. Okay, next आ जाओ। अब इंट्रोडक्शंस में ये सब चीजें आ जाएंगी, ठीक है? रिव्यूज में आ जाओ, रिव्यू ऑफ रिलेटेड लिटरेचर। अब गाइस, अब what was your topic? A study of emotional intelligence of adolescent in relations to creativity. So you have written 10 or 15 pages of your synopsis. So whatever the data you have collected, from where you have collected? From the literature. कौन सा literature? Which literature? Review of related literature. Means you are not only one who are studying on this topic. Which topic? Emotional intelligence of adolescents in relations to creativity. Before you, many have them study on it. Okay, है ना? ऐसा तो नहीं है ना कि this is your topic, you are the first person in the world, you are going to study. Before you, many of them, they have worked on it. Guys, you have to learn the research journals, references, books, right, related to your topic. And you have to find out the gaps, you have to work on that gaps, right? तो ये all the review of related literature क्या करता है? The purpose of a literature review is to gain an understanding of the existing research relevant to a particular topic study problem. ठीक है, पर्पस पे आते हैं इसके, वहां से आपको क्लियर होगा। What is the purpose of a literature review? Number one, it provides foundation of knowledge on topic. Second, identify areas of prior scholarship to prevent duplication and give credit to other researchers. Right? Identify inconsistencies. What are the gaps in research? What were the conflicts in the previous studies? Okay. So ये सब चीजें आपको find out करनी है and you have to work on it. और रिसर्च लिटरेचर क्या करता है? लिटरेचर रिव्यू आइडेंटिफाई नीड फॉर एडिशनल रिसर्च, place your own research within the context of existing literature, make a case for why further study is needed. Okay, I think title आपको clear हो गया. Title means it should be short and self-explanatory. Second आ गया आपका review of related literature. So whatever is your topic, related with the topic, you have to read the novels, you have to read the journals, books, search the internet, and whatever the literature review you get related to your topic, you have to write in your synopsis and the dissertations. Okay. नेक्स्ट आ जाओ आपका ऑब्जेक्टिव्स ऑफ योर स्टडी. अब इसको हम बोलते हैं रिसर्च ऑब्जेक्टिव्स आल्सो. राइट, रिसर्च ऑब्जेक्टिव्स आल्सो क्या होते हैं? दीज आर द रिसर्च गैप्स. ओके. सो फॉर एग्जाम्पल यू आर स्टडिंग द, ये सेम एग्जाम्पल आई एम टेकिंग, एग्जाम्पल वॉज ए स्टडी ऑफ इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस ऑफ एडोलेसेंट्स इन रिलेशन टू क्रिएटिविटी. है ना, एक बार आप देख भी लो. ये देखो, स्टडी ऑफ इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस ऑफ एडोलेसेंट्स इन रिलेशन टू क्रिएटिविटी. ओके, वापस आते हैं रिसर्च ऑब्जेक्टिव्स पे. अब ये जो टॉपिक है आपका, इस टॉपिक्स के मतलब बिफोर यू मेनी पर्संस हैव यूज्ड दिस टॉपिक. Okay, you have to read it and you have to find that, okay, what are the gaps of that particular study, right? वो जो gaps होंगे, that will become your research objectives. Okay, ये देखो नेक्स्ट स्लाइड में, मोस्टली यू राइट द रिसर्च ऑब्जेक्टिव्स लाइक दिस 1 2 3 4. ये देखिए एग्जाम्पल आ गया ना पूरा. टाइटल रिसर्च टॉपिक, स्टडी ऑफ इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस ऑफ एडोलेसेंट्स इन रिलेशन टू क्रिएटिविटी. Example of overall and specific research objectives. Number 1, to study the emotional intelligence and creativity among adolescents. तो number first क्या है? You want to check the emotional intelligence and creativity among adolescents. Second, to study the difference of emotional intelligence and creativity between boys and girls. Okay, वो adolescents, they would be boys and they would be girls also. जेंडर वाइज भी आप यू वांट टू चेक द इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस एंड क्रिएटिविटी. थर्ड, टू स्टडी द रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन द इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस एंड क्रिएटिविटी अमंग एडोलेसेंट. यू वांट टू चेक दैट इफ एनी रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन द इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस एंड क्रिएटिविटी, हाँ, इसको भी आपको यू हैव टू चेक इट अमंग एडोलेसेंट्स. ओके, अगर इनका रिलेशंस है तो वो आपको बताना है. नेक्स्ट, राइट, इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस एंड क्रिएटिविटी का मे बी आप जैसे एग्जाम्पल आई एम गिविंग यू, मे बी सम ऑफ द क्रिएटिव स्टूडेंट्स दे हैव द गुड इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस इफ द स्टूडेंट्स आर क्रिएटिव. है ना, क्या रिलेशनशिप है या नहीं है, तो ये भी आप चेक कर रहे हो. नंबर 4, टू स्टडी द रिलेशनशिप ऑफ इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस एंड क्रिएटिविटी बिटवीन बॉयज एंड गर्ल्स. ओके, तो ये आपके 3 4 5 आपके रिसर्च ऑब्जेक्टिव्स हो सकते हैं. ठीक हो गया. नेक्स्ट था फिफ्थ पॉइंट हमारा हाइपोथेसिस. हाइपोथेसिस क्या होता है? हाइपोथेसिस बेसिकली इट इज ए assumption. It is a hypothesis is a statement which is not approved yet. Okay, and remember guys, whatever the study you do, first you have to frame the hypothesis. Okay, hypothesis क्या चीज है? Hypothesis is an idea or explanation for something that is based on non-fact but has not yet been approved. अभी वो प्रूव नहीं हुआ है. राइट, तो मोस्टली यू मेक द हाइपोथेसिस, null hypothesis, and you work on the hypothesis whole of the 2 years, and after that in the last you write whether your hypothesis is accepted or rejected. Okay, so ये तो ब्रीफ में अभी लिखना है, ये तो वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द सिनॉप्सिस. ठीक है ना, राइट. Sixth आ गया रिसर्च मेथोडोलॉजी. अब in your synopsis you have to write that. Okay, and in the front of the examiner you have to tell, sir, for this topic this sample I have selected. Okay, high school students of Ludhiana district I have selected, 200 high school students of the Hoshiarpur district I have selected, particular Chandigarh district I have selected research methodology. I will use the that particular sampling method, right? So whatever is your strategy you have to write under the research methodology. Okay, ये सारा का सारा एक्सप्लेन किया हुआ है, मतलब ब्रीफ में मैं आपको बता रहा हूं सारा. ओके गाइस, अब ये देखो ये फैक्टर्स क्या क्या आ जाते हैं रिसर्च मेथोडोलॉजी में. डिजाइन क्या होगा आपका, एरिया ऑफ स्टडी, पॉपुलेशन, सैंपल, डेटा कलेक्शन, वैलिडिटी ऑफ द इंस्ट्रूमेंट, रिलायबिलिटी ऑफ द इंस्ट्रूमेंट, मेथड ऑफ डेटा कलेक्शन, स्टैटिस्टिकल टूल. तो वो सारा का सारा वो जो आप यू आर गोइंग टू यूज Okay, you have to mention in RM research methodology. लास्ट आ गया डिलिमिटेशन ऑफ द स्टडी. डिलिमिटेशंस बहुत जरूरी होती है. डिलिमिटेशंस मींस यू सेट द बाउंड्रीज ऑफ योर टॉपिक. Okay, you limit your topic. Mala, you have used only two variables. You have used only 200 students of a high school, senior secondary, prospective teachers, anyone. Okay, so you delimit the study. If you will not, delimit the study, it will take more time. So delimitation is must. तो you have to write. जैसे ये देखो एग्जाम्पल में लिखा हुआ है, the present study will be delimited to 200 high school students only. The present study will be delimited to class 10th high school students only. The present study will be delimited to the Firozpur district only. Okay. Last में references. तो references I have already told you. References allow you to acknowledge the contributions of the other writers and researchers in your work. So whatever the data guys you have taken, whatever the references you have taken, right? And you are writing either in the synopsis or in the dissertation. So whatever you have taken, although you have to write in your English language, okay, but you have to mention the name of those writers, those persons in the end, in the last, under the topic of references. ओके, तो ये आपके मींस ब्रीफ के अंदर सारे 8 टॉपिक्स यू हैव टू राइट वेन एवर यू हैव टू मेक द सिनॉप्सिस. ओके, title should be self-explanatory and brief. Okay, we have already discussed under the introduction. So whatever the topic you have selected, you are going to tell what is the problem, scope, significance of your study. हाँ, यहाँ पे ना एक बात बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, right? So you know what, how have you chosen this topic? तो ये under this introductions you have to write why you have taken this study, why you are going to check the emotional intelligence of adolescent in relations to creativity. You have to mention right under the introductions. Review हमारा हो गया, review of related literature means under the topic review of related literature we mentions all of the research, all of the topics, all of the studies of our topic or in relations to our topic. Okay, the persons who have already worked on our topic. Okay, so all the reviews you have to write. Objectives of your study. Up now, you have studied, all the research paper and you have found some of gaps, right? So that gaps you have to write under the objective of the study. And hypothesis, under the hypothesis you make 3 or 4 hypotheses. Okay, so you have to write it because hypothesis is must, because whole of the 2 years you work on the hypothesis basically, right? And in the last you say that your hypothesis is accepted or rejected. Guys, in detail we will do that. Okay, but synopsis is a brief you have to write. That's why I'm telling in a brief way. And under the research methodology, you all have to write this is your student, this is a sample, this is the population, this is a tool you will use. These all things you have to write. And delimitation, you set the boundaries. And under the references, whatever the things, the name of the writers, you have collected the data, you have to mention those names, okay, in the end. So I hope you have understood about the synopsis and how you have to make the synopsis. Thank you so much, guys.